Yeah. Yo,
Oh
what's up,
wow,
man?
not much, man. How
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm
Back
good. I'm
at it
good.
with another epic podcast.
Yeah, now I'm on the other side. Usually I'm on that side, So I have to
I know,
just get
yeah. I
used
don't
to
know
it.
what to.
But I made my Turkish tea here. Chai gang. You
Chai
know.
gang, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got my.
Yeah, good.
I stopped to
Prepared,
get
man.
some tea, man. Yeah, tea. It's pretty crazy over
But I
here in
just
Miami.
just drop,
It's
I
been
just dropped the
rainy.
link for others as well.
So
Yeah.
what's new with you,
Oh
man?
yeah,
Oh, you
we do
dropped
it
the
we do
link.
it together. Yeah, yeah. So people can join. Yeah, I'm good, man. Actually, not good. I have a sinus infection a little bit, but yeah, still I'm on the live, man. What I
Yeah,
wanted to
I
ask you
hear.
before we start, like guys, make sure to jump on this opportunity. Jump in with us, ask your questions, but please ask questions which haven't been already recorded in another video. Any of our videos. Like, don't come up with, I don't know. Just today I had a call with a guy about like consultation call was, but he was asking me about like that he's shy and introverted. How can he handle that? Whatever. I said, hey man, I have a video out there. Like yeah. Now you went away, man. The picture is frozen, or maybe it's me. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, guys, the link is there. Just make sure to jump on it. I will answer your questions. You have the unique opportunity to ask two guys, two legit coaches out there, the few ones left, in this fucked up space. And I will invite you once you're there. You're in a kind of waiting room, just make sure to stay in the call, and we will get you over here. And I, I did some monologue, man. I don't know if my
You did
picture was frozen or yours, but I think yours.
out
And
of nowhere. It just the whole thing just dropped. It's just weird. You said
and
you
if
did a
there's a
whole
second,
monologue on the guys not asking all these repetitive questions.
a little bit more as well, of course. But yeah, what I
Okay.
wanted to ask you before we start, like about your tattoos, man. Like, when did you get your first one? We never talked about that. I was always thinking each stream, like, I will ask him, and then
When I first got my, I started like 18. Got like
okay, this was
got
the first
this, and
one.
then yeah, that was the first one. And then I would say from like 21 to 24, I went pretty crazy with it. Every single weekend, I got like a new tattoo. But then like
Okay.
I didn't get any tattoos for a long period of time. I don't know the backstory is just I don't know what really triggered me to go crazy with the tattoos. I
Oh wait, uh,
There we
yo,
go.
what's up, man? Finally, we see your face, man.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, my friend? How you doing, bro?
We finally get to talk to the surgical scalpel and the sledgehammer himself. I'm really excited.
I don't know who is who, but I'm excited myself. I have some chai here, man. Prepared for you.
I'll make it easy for you. The scalpel would be you, and the sledgehammer would be Scotty.
Okay,
The
awesome.
Uh,
sledgehammer.
styles.
What I didn't hear you. What?
I use the nicknames from your gaming styles.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you very much.
You're a bit more technical, and Scotty he bulldozes. I like both approaches, to be
The
honest.
sledgehammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for the shout out, man. For sure.
Appreciate it.
I like
What
your
do you got
shirt.
going on today?
It's a slow day. I
Where
was
you
day game
where are you
today,
coming
and
from, man? Where are you?
I wasn't really coming from anywhere. I just decided to wear something I would usually wear out to, day game or stuff. I thought, I'd give you an opportunity to critique or something and just
He
show
wants, he
up
want, yeah, he wants to peek, I guess. Just
just a bit, not over the top. Just what I can get away with.
yeah, yeah, man. Like, you wanna get really for real. Like, you wanna have a critique on your style or what?
No, I'm just using it, because every now and then I dress up like this, so I just felt like it. Since you guys remind me and motivate me to game, and I wasn't able to do so today because of the timing of the live. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I like the shirt, man. Depends where you are, Depends. Yeah. Maybe the glasses are maybe a little bit too big. It should fit to your face. Each one of us has a different shape. Like
Yeah.
a round, oval, or whatever shape you are.
But to be honest, I try to use it to polarize girls. I enjoy it, so I thought I'd play into that.
Yeah, if you enjoy it yourself, then there's no problem with it. As soon as you feel comfortable, I don't say to guys you should dress up, I don't know, with a suit and shirt and go out there. It's not my personal style either. But it depends, of course, on the venue. If you go out, I don't know, let's say night game, but in general, you should always be a little bit more overdressed than underdressed. It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. To stick out. You shouldn't look like the guy who's taking out his trash and just because I mean.
I have a question about hired guns, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
go
sure,
ahead.
man.
Yeah.
Wait, I will just open my window. We just ask Scotty. I'm coming soon, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man. What do you like to be called, man? Alan? What is it? ALN for short?
Alan is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Scotty, when I usually when I do my approaches, I hand, and when it's a hired gun is behind the booth, I can't really get into my element as much. So maybe there's a way I can follow a strategy to speed things up. I don't know.
I don't know if Scotty's picture is frozen, but you asked about hired guns, and then
yeah, I was telling Scotty that usually my game I depend upon physical contact a lot.
Okay.
So most of the hired guns in the malls and stuff, they're not most of them, but the easier ones would be behind a booth or something. So I'm not really in my element, I feel like there's a barrier between me and them, and it's a bit
mean
weird.
Hired guns in the mall? Like which hired guns are you talking about
specifically? Like for example, imagine a booth in the middle of the mall where they have some accessories to sell, like a certain local brand of perfume or whatnot.
Okay, the giveaways, like free giveaways and stuff, usually for women and
like promotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The booth is usually set up in a way like you can barely shake the girl's hand, if that,
Why not? I mean, you just wait. Hold on 1 second. Why not? Why can't you just run a normal thing and shake her hand and stuff like that? I usually just run it accordingly until you calibrate accordingly. If she's not really feeling it, but you just treat her as a normal person. You don't alter it that much, to be honest with you. She's just a girl, and then once you trigger certain emotions, she forgets she's at work, and you just shake her hand, and you don't treat her any differently. This whole idea that we treat hired guns differently, the only problem is it handicaps us a little bit when we can't break physical barriers and stuff, and she's behind a wall or something like that. But if she's at one of those kiosks in the middle of a mall, she's actually pretty accessible to us. I've had many of those girls where you can, introduce yourself and just run your normal game. Introduce, what are you running into? What type of issues? Sounds like more of a game issue, not a hired gun issue.
Like most of my game, like after I open, like a few minutes after I open the set, I usually have a pattern where I go into and I get physical. It's a lot easier for someone who's accessible. With them, I feel I can't get that physical because of the booth setup and stuff. I haven't found a way around it, to be honest, unless I catch them going for a bathroom break or something.
Yeah, I get your point. Before Scotty jumps in, I think his picture is again frozen, but I get your point, because those girls are there usually not alone, usually with another girl, or even sometimes a man. You can find him as well at the airport. And of course, I get the thing that you have to be you have to calibrate because they are under social pressure. You as well under social pressure. It's in the middle, as you said, in the middle of the more people passing by. But still, at the end of the day, if you should get away from this, because what she's doing is basically she wants to make you a customer. The friendly smile, the politeness. You shouldn't mistake, because many guys mistake those things for IOI immediately. For them it's like, oh, she's smiling, she's nice, she goes into me. But usually it's like, as hired guidance game is, she has to be nice to you because she's an employee there. But you have to take her away. You have to, as Scotty said, you have to do this approach, a really like personal one, trying to get her into your own bubble by getting to, like, first of all, like being like a bit funny, like, oh, thank you very much, and then keeping her, like, you have to win seconds with her. When she hands out to your perfume, oh, thank you very much, oh, let me smell how it is. Actually, this is something from my grandma, actually. Do you really have to, you really find this, I don't know, this fragrance like appealing? Do you really like it? Once I did it, for example, and on a girl, I put, can I test it on your hand? Because on my hand, it's totally different. I need a woman for that. I don't know if I should buy it to my mother or grandma, whatever. Let me try it on your hand so I can smell it. I cannot do it on my hand because I'm a man and it smells differently and shit like that. So she applies it. Oh, let me smell. Oh my God, this doesn't really, it's not really appealing. Do you really have to sell it? Like, let's be honest, like, do you really like it? Do you really like the smell, or you're just being nice to me because you want to win me over? Things like this,
Yeah,
And then you find a little bit. Then you find out a little bit more about her. Then it's about going to like little personal details, but personal details like logistics. Like how long she has to do this, when is she free, stuff like that. Once you pass once you pass this phase, it's about asking those certain questions, so you can be sure of, okay, is she available after work, what's going on. But for you, it's important at the very beginning to isolate her mind. You cannot isolate her physically, because
that's what's throwing me off. I feel
no,
like
you don't have to. You don't have to isolate her physically. You cannot isolate her physically anyway. But you can isolate her mind.
Okay.
You have to make it a really like a personal, like, hey, are you smiling because you have to? I cannot. I know in myself, when I'm working, I usually sometimes I hate my job or I hate my work. I'm not, and I don't like to smile to certain people. How do you keep the smile like this? Asking those kind of questions. Really try to drag it down to like a personal level.
Okay, I got you. I have one more final question, if you allow me, please.
Yeah,
man,
go
sure.
ahead.
Okay. It's a question about, like, I want to stack things in my favor more than it's an actual question. Like, every now and then, when I feel like I can go for an instant date, sometimes, like, I get an issue, like, where the girl wants to walk in an opposite direction. And then usually I use two strategies when that happens. Sometimes I try to, like, go the other way where she was going, and then, like, make her forget about it and then reinitiate. And other times I would use like a verbal strategy. What, are you scared you'd be all over me or something? I do it in a playful way, and sometimes it works for me, sometimes not. But I was wondering, what do you guys advise as a solid strategy for better success rate, if you will?
Scotty, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't normally do like this whole, like, your strategy. You're letting a girl walk past you, so to me, it's just way too much thinking. Like, you're talking about on a street or something like that. You're letting the girl walk past you, then turning back around, and then going to reopen the set. I think that's just way too complicated of an opening. Like, it's too strategic for me. I would you just confront it head on if you can. If she's just walking past you, I don't think you should do some theatrics.
Wait, I think you want to say something.
Scotty, I actually I stop her head on. We chat for a bit, and then I offer.
Okay.
I throw the idea of going somewhere for an instant date, but every now and then, and to be honest, I haven't found a proper solution. Like, I lose lots of leads because of this. Like, I get
it
now better.
Right now.
I'm now better.
Because I'm having a hard time hearing this, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I get you, man. I can hear you. I can answer that. So you mean because that's why I wanted to let Scotty answer first because I didn't get it somehow. What do you mean? But you have a chit chat with her, but you're in this direction. She's going the opposite direction, right?
Exactly.
And then you want to take her out on an instant date, but obviously she will
Yes.
continue this direction. So
Yeah.
the thing is, and this is as well very common and easy to answer. Like, the thing is, first of all, you shouldn't reveal where you're going, where you're heading. And I mean, she can maybe sense it that you're going this direction, but it doesn't matter. It's all in your head because you can ask her, hey, what are you up to? Like, where are you going? Which direction? Of course, it depends as well where you found her. When she was coming from here, obviously she will maybe move this direction, but it's not 100% sure. That's why you're asking. Hey, are you following this route or where are you heading at? She says, oh, I have to go here, blah blah, whatever. And say, hey, you know what? Actually, I think I have some time. You can come up with a forced time constraint or not. It doesn't matter even. You can say as well, okay, you know what? I'm actually a little bit free, so I can go a couple of meters with you, can have an ice cream, whatever. Something you set up beforehand, in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm usually very upfront about where I want to take her. Maybe I should like ease in with that. And
The thing is, you have to know, if you're always gaming at the same street, the same path, the same route, you should know a little bit more about. For example, you don't ask about the best ice cream when you know the best ice cream is not in her direction, but the direction you're going, because the willingness to comply, and you have to keep the compliance threshold as low as possible.
yeah,
She won't turn around and will go with you most likely. Some girls might, but you have to keep you shouldn't always rely on that. She might or might not, but keep the compliance threshold, as I say. And that's why you should know your street where you're gaming. You should know the surrounding, and you should keep it vague. You shouldn't say like this particular bar or this particular ice cream or I don't know, this particular whatever, but keep it very vague.
okay. Yeah,
And says, yeah, this way. Oh, cool. Is there something, or you should for sure find something. You don't make this big deal of, I don't know, fancy cafe, whatever. There is some shit for sure to do.
yeah, you're right.
Like an instant date, like I had guys on instant dates. They went to a little bakery and got a takeaway coffee. Actually takeaway coffee, whatever.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't try to like drag it on. I try to find a decent spot, in a reasonable amount of time.
The reason it will stop is anywhere where the way you're going, and it can be anywhere. Don't make it up like I know the pressure in your head because you've tried to get the girl on the instant date. You try to think like, okay, yeah, the bars or the things I know are in the opposite direction. Shit, what should I do? The fancy things I usually go to are not in that direction she's going. But for sure, in any town, in any little town even, you will find something. You can have a takeaway coffee, whatever. Grab some takeaway.
We'll calibrate and I'll update you guys for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Where do you live? Yo, Alan, where do you live?
I live in an island called Bahrain, if you've heard of it. I'm not sure.
No.
It's in the Middle East.
Bahrain, yeah, I know. The Formula One is there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
awesome, yeah. I've
So
never been there, but I know.
it's okay. It's not ideal for gaming, but it is what it is.
When I was talking about an Iranian friend I had. He had like 300 plus lays. He was gaming in Iran. He got many times caught in public, for like, yeah, getting sexual with a girl or having even public sex and stuff. And police was chasing him and shit, before he immigrated to Austria. So if he can do it, then anyone can do it. It's like this guy's a motivation to all of us.
Exactly. Like that's why when I travel abroad, like my success rate goes up way because I feel less, restricted. Like
yeah,
I feel
it's also in your head. It's also in your head, Most of those things are in your head as well. Everybody has like this tourist bonus because you feel more free. You feel and for the guy who lives in that city, for him that city sucks, And for him, your hometown might be the one he likes. where he gets the tourist bonus somehow in his head, you know.
It's always like that grass is greener on the other side kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Pat, last thing before I give the chance to anyone else, because I'm really curious, to be honest. Like,
Sure.
during your videos, there's a chick in a yellow dress.
The intro?
On your videos, like the intro.
Okay.
Can you tell us how you met her, the story? It has to be something. I mean.
The story I will say in the next video, man. I have to keep it exciting.
Okay.
I have many stories to tell, man. I have many stories.
Sure,
I might, but let me know as well what type of videos you want to have, or what kind of topics you would like. I have so many stacked up, as I say, but I have to find the right time and stuff, you know.
Do you want me to tell you now or like later on?
Later you can, later on, whatever, you know.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Yeah, sure, man. I appreciate it, man, and thanks for the support, man.
I appreciate your effort, to be honest, because as you know, the other dating coaches are money roaches, and they try to sexualize using hypnosis, but everybody knows that their game sucks. And, you know.
Yeah. There are many weirdos out there for sure, you know.
You guys keep motivated, as I can tell, like the things they say when I use them, they work, you know. Like I've tried so many things before, so I can tell like what's solid, what's not, just by trial and error.
Yeah.
You can feel.
Yeah. The problem is that the things as well. Most of these coaches like have these things we're talking about like freely here in a program and a whole product, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
and sometimes when you purchase this product, you're like, oh, what the fuck? This is what he sells for like $300, and like basic advice you can get from anywhere else, you know.
Yeah.
So,
It is what it is.
Yeah, but we have many other guys in the line now.
Yeah, sure. We'll give them a chance for sure.
Yeah, but I appreciate it for sure, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support, man. Like true soldier out there, man.
I'm honored to like get the opportunity to talk with you guys. Keep supporting, because you guys keep giving us tools to work with, and we're so appreciative. But you know, we can't really express it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. Thank you very much, man, for sure.
Take care.
Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers. Okay, we're back. Just let me know if you're there, man.
Get out there and fucking talk to girls. You're not even in a...
What the fuck is this, man? So let me know if you're here.
Yo, I'm here. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
I don't know why it keeps kicking me off the stage. See if I'm backstage. Could you let me in backstage as a guest or something? Maybe because I'm doing it through the... I'm not on the app. I don't know if that's the reason.
Yeah. Yo, man. Anyway, guys, let's keep it going. Yeah, Scotty has something with internet, I think. Yo, Steph, what's up, man?
I'm online. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
We just cannot see you, man.
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, nice. Yeah, first I want to say, yeah, thanks for doing this, your live stream, because I think you're the 1 or 2% of guys, you and Scotty, who are not full of shit in this space. It was hard to find out because I'm doing this for like, I know about game for 10 years, and there's too many people who are just scammers, or just people who don't know what they're talking about. If you, after some years, you find out, and you waste basically you waste years, and you waste your time listening to these clowns, you know. And
yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I know what you feel. Trust me. Like,
yeah. So I just found out I just did things on my own, which was more effective or more efficient than these people I listened to before. So then I found some people like you who do the same stuff like me, like better, obviously, because you're experts. But I was finding out I was doing the better stuff than these other clowns already, which I came
Yeah.
up for myself. So it was just logical thinking. It was just, and most people cannot do that because I'm a very logical person. So I find out, but most people don't recognize because they cannot
Yeah.
understand. You know,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah, exactly. Many social intelligence, emotional intelligence. Many are
yeah,
on the spectrum. So for them, it's of course more difficult to. But even then, even then, I had like autist guys, like guys who did a boot camp before with another coach, and even he realized, man, it's autistic. Like I'm an autist, and I realized it's autistic. That approach is like weird. So
yeah. Um, I have some questions. Maybe I have like a bit of a critique about the space. So for
yeah,
me,
sure, man.
maybe I can tell about a bit about my dating life. For me, I have times where I get like a lot of girls within a short period of time, and it's just like almost like I cannot focus on work. But then other times I focus on work and I focus on my other aspects of my life, but I don't get girls because I don't approach, I don't have an online presence. So for me, it's very difficult to integrate, like basically pick up and dating into my life. And now I'm in my 30s and I want to integrate it way better, like into my life. And I feel like a lot of advice is missing in that point. It's almost like, okay, this is how you go to a nightclub and approach girls. This is what you do. This is how you set up dates. This is how you do day game. This is how you do night game. This is how you set up your Tinder. But there's so few advice and like just integrating dating into your day-to-day life because I'm struggling with that. I cannot integrate it. I either go like on this streak of girls, because I set up new dating
Mhm.
profiles. Mostly, then it's enough, and then maybe I go out for some day game. I don't really like clubs anymore because I'm in my 30s.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just don't like it anymore. So I think that's missing in the with the coaches, even the good coaches. Is like how do you integrate dating
And your career.
today life?
Mm.
Do it like efficiently, and how you manage like maybe get like a girlfriend or like an open relationship or having manage a rotation which is manageable. I don't want to manage like a 12 girl rotation like some other coaches maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not. I don't know how people do it, or maybe I don't know. I just want like maybe a small rotation or a girlfriend who's like open. I meet other girls, but I want to be quiet and just do my work and develop other aspects of my life. So can I integrate it, especially
Sure,
when
man.
I'm
Yeah,
efficiently?
I get you. This is what I'm teaching guys since the beginning. Like guys, doesn't matter if they are like 20 or in their 30s or 40s. Telling every guy, hey, the thing you see on the internet, this coach is doing day game sessions or whatever sessions or infield sessions in general. This is not the average guy. This you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. If your aim is not to be a coach, then this is the wrong path to follow. You should do it efficiently, and game should at the end of the day, it should be just the cherry on top. It's just another thing in your day-to-day life. You should build everything around game. Game shouldn't be the core of everything. And how to do it is by, of course, following a good system, a good strategy. I suppose you're doing this already by saying that, hey, Pat, I applied or I'm applying something also based maybe on our videos or topics to talk about, but also you figured out things yourself, which is more efficient than most of the guys out there, as you say. You're already in a good path. And what I mean by that is, for example, you can include, if you're not doing it already, screening, for example, a screening process, a screening before the approach, a screening during the approach, to to and this is what also nobody talks about, the screening before the approach, to really maximize your results and as while you're approaching as few as possible girls, but you still get the maximum out of it. And for example, day game. Let's say day game. I mean, I'm not really a fan of day game, or I'm doing day game not like many guys out there. But day game should be like going from A to B, and on the way, if you're on the way to your work, usually let's say maybe go 30 minutes earlier, 20 minutes earlier, go maybe another route. If you always go the same route, and at this route there is nothing going on, there is most likely I won't see anyone on the way, then take maybe another route, which takes maybe a little bit longer, but take another route which is more frequent. And if you see a girl like from A to B, while you're seeing a girl somewhere in the middle, you approach her, and of course, if you cannot get an instant date, if you cannot grab a coffee, just get the number, go to your work. Also, when it comes to night game, you don't have to go to clubs, these loud clubs, and stay till, I don't know, like 4 or 5 a.m. Of course, if you're busy and you have much to do, and your working schedule as well as your sleeping schedule, you don't want to fuck it up, then you can as well Google maybe bars where girls are, or in general, like people are heading who are not drunk, whose purpose is not to get, I don't know, get shit drunk and taking drugs and don't know where they are anymore, but elegant bars, where you find a certain clientele of women you're into, of educated women, of women who are not into the night scene either, that much in the club scene, but they gather together, have a drink or two, and that's just heading home at 12, And there are many bars which open already like at 9 or 10, and I don't know in which country you live. But I can tell you here in Western Europe, and then you stay till 12 or 1 a.m. maximum. That's it.
Yeah, sure, understand. I mean,
hours out there.
It's like I was thinking about the same stuff. It's just like the problem is I get nothing done if I don't have like a good system. So I'm not a guy who's spontaneously good with women. Like so you need to understand. I'm not the guy that I think there are personalities who can, like, how you say it, you can improvise, they can improvise and they're really good at it. It's almost like, if you don't know, you probably know the NFL. If like a guy like Patrick Mahomes can improvise like a throw, but then there's someone like Tom Brady who needs like system, like needs to basically perfect the system which he plays. So I'm more like in the Tom Brady camp. So I need to like clear guidelines and clear systems,
Well, a lot of integration is not system, or a lot of, for me, integration doesn't, the two don't always go hand in hand. I mean, like, you're integrating into your day-to-day life. You start adding a system to integration. I don't know, you want it to blend in. When I think of the word integration, I think of it as like you just totally merge the two together, like your life, your day-to-day life, and game become one. Right. Yes. It doesn't feel like two separate things. I think that's what the problem is with a lot of guys that start off. Let me set aside 2 hours to go Sarge and, put on a little bit of a show while, I go home to mom and dad. Like, I don't know. It seems like a separate event as opposed to just blending it in with your day-to-day life. Yes. So, it was very easy for me. It's hard for me to say if you work a 9-to-5 job to try to blend it in. You almost have to put aside some time, before you go out or before work, so you get some practice in. I never really had to deal with that problem. I had the luxury of really just opening a lot of sets during work, and just any chance I had, really, I was able to just implement, pick up. And just another big factor is too, don't just go out with the sole intention, tunnel vision of just, I need to go open my dream girl. I need to go get a number. I think what helps with like becoming detached from the outcome and being so hyper focused on getting a number or something like that, or pulling, you just start including other people in your environment, spreading positive vibes, becoming a more social, cool person in general. You know what I mean? Before game existed, the guy who was getting laid in high school or college, he didn't even know about game, but he was just a cool guy and it kind of just came as a byproduct, so don't think that you're going to you still become an introvert, antisocial, lame, and all of a sudden, be be really, really good at game in the same breath. It doesn't really work that way. You still have to become a pretty cool dude, network, go out, mingle with other people. Like when I go out, I have a lot of people saying, "What's up to me?" or "How you doing?" How's it been? Like very, very positive vibe. So I'm not really even thinking about women that much. And when it happens, and it just feels like it's blended in nicely with identity and your life.
Yeah, that's the problem is I'm completely a different type of guy. So I'm not shy. There's a difference between being shy and being introvert. So I'm an introvert, so I don't have the energy to talk to a lot of people for 3-4 hours. I don't have the energy.
No, you don't have to talk to three. You don't have to talk to 3 people for 3 to 4 hours before talking to girls. Yeah. Absolutely not. I just mean including other people in your environment. Say you're going to the grocery store. Don't just be in total tunnel vision mode where nobody else exists and you're just looking for your ideal set to open. You know what I mean? It's just like that. Just girls could sniff that out as like totally just thirsty, needing this stuff. You want it to feel organic. You want it to feel natural.
Yeah,
I know what stuff is. I know what stuff is about because I'm an introvert myself. Actually, believe it or not, stuff. And I did a video about it, and there's a good book by Susan Cain called Quiet, where she exactly explains what Scott is saying. You can, in your core, you will always stay an introvert, and there is nothing wrong with being introverted, but you can implement extroverted behaviors. Kind of, you can implement. You can force yourself to a certain extent to be like social, but without, as I said, you will never fully lose this core, and there is nothing wrong with it of being an introvert guy. You rely much more on how do you say? And I gave I think 5 points in the video, so make sure to, because I don't have it in my head anymore. But one of those was be social. And also, for example, another thing is what you're really good at as an introvert is active listening, for example. What most guys are not, who are really extrovert, because they want to hear themselves talking all the time, and they're not really good at when it comes to active listening. Those things, and you have to be aware of what are your strengths. And you talked about Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. Tom Brady is actually better, way better, as we know, because he not only has the better coach, in my opinion, but the whole team is built around him, and he has the playbook,
Mm-hmm.
And everything. Tom Brady is not doing some things, some freestyle stuff, but Tom Brady is exactly following the handbook, the playbook, which helped him before he quit. I think the last, I don't know how many years he was active, 20 years for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
He's not doing anything forcefully creative or let's try something else, or let's try to add some, I don't know, push and pull things which I've never tried out, or stuff which I've never tried to just I don't know, freestyle your way, but he sticks to that playbook which was built for him, and he knows exactly his game might be boring, but it's efficient.
Yes, it's not that fun.
I prefer that. It's just I feel in this space there's not a lot of advice. Is how do you build long-term integration from pickup into your life? It's that I'm looking for these systems. I know the systems. Basically, I know a text system which works. I know a system of how to get my logistics right, but it's these long-term systems don't exist in the space. So I'm looking for maybe a system which I can integrate, because also I'm not working 9 to 5. I'm working online, so that's a plus. But I still feel like I cannot integrate getting girls into my life because I'm so focused. I only can focus on one thing. I only can focus on work. And if I'm not focused on work, I focus on girls. But if I'm focused on girls, I lose focus on my work. So I cannot get ahead in both things at the same time. So I basically need to kind of very concrete systems to integrate into my life. And that's what I've struggled with. I also struggle with retaining girls, because it feels like I don't have a good system for that. So it's basically I can get to sex and it's a system, but after that I don't have I don't know what to do. Obviously I had girls, I had relationships, like or short-term relationships because I travel a lot, so it's difficult to build one long-term. So, but there's no like system which I can apply to how to keep girls. How can I stay in contact? How can it's a lot of
Yeah.
I feel it's not a lot of stuff is there in the space.
This is another sort of game. The problem is most coaches never experience that. That's why you don't see those things, because most coaches themselves never experienced. Most coaches have never been in a relationship themselves. They're just going out and next girl, and trying to chase for them. As I said, asked Paul Janker. I talked about with Paul Janker about that stuff. They're just chasing basically the next lay. And you see what happens to those people who are not making the shift in time. Versus the people who make the shift in time. And as I said, I've been as well to long-term relationships, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's another form of game, but it really shapes you in a different way, than just basically going out in the streets and chasing the next lay. And they cannot keep the girl themselves, all these guys, because this is what they don't find videos about. This is where they don't find content about how to keep the girl. But as I said, if you're struggling with right now to either find a system or a strategy, or let's say you have a girl, how to keep the girl or keep the girls, then just ask Scotty or me. I'm sure Scotty has much experience about that. But I'm teaching that system, and I give guys advice on this, on calls.
There's a reason why it's easier. It's easier for you to apply systems to online dating and texting and stuff like that. But systematically, like if you want to include systems, I mean, I don't know if I'm the person to ask for that, because I don't really do systems for life in general. Like there's certain things that you have to have some sort of spontaneity in. I mean, I'm sure you have some level of spontaneity in your life. I mean, I don't even know systematically, like if you saying what, like I'm going to set aside 2 hours per day for approaching, and focus on women. You must want to broken down like that, or do you want to just merge it into your life? I'm not sure if I'm really following what you're struggling with here. You're just having a hard time balancing work and being able to go out. Yeah. So it's at the end of the day, you're going to have to find a way to, either have a friend or go out with somebody to just also make it feel like where it's not, all this pressure on you, or if you don't feel natural going out and putting aside time to practice or go approach women and stuff like that. It's
the issue is more like I did, like if I wasn't focused on work, there were times where I didn't take like my work life very seriously, or making money. I didn't take it very seriously. So I was like free to go out. So I could do polls on night game and day game and everything. So I did all that stuff. But as soon as like there was the reality, okay, now I need to make some money. So I'm getting into my late 20s, my early 30s. I need to focus more on my money and like investment and everything. So now I'm feeling like stuck in this, like, okay, now I'm in this work life, or like in this, okay, I need to provide for my future. I'm thinking about the future more. When I was in my 20s, or like mid 20s mostly, and I did a lot of game, and I was like more relaxed. I felt like relaxed, and I felt like I could do this stuff, and I was doing a lot of spontaneous stuff. So, but as soon as I got older now, it feels a bit. It feels like I'm too stressed all the time with work, and I feel like I lost my spontaneity. Like I lost my.
But Steph, can I ask you a question? Like, do you feel you put on like layers, or you fake yourself when it comes to like your working life versus like talking to girls, that you're not really the person like you are actually at your working life, like, or the person you are here with us now? You feel like you fake something to get girls?
If I fake something?
Yeah. For example, if you let's say in the terms of you're putting on a persona, putting on this pickup persona, as many guys out there,
Yeah, the fake it till you make it mindset, which could be very
kind of.
negative.
And then you find it hard to balance it somehow, because then you're like, oh, now I have to return back to the old stuff.
The thing is, I think like when I'm in that mindset like of grinding and work life, I don't feel that person attractive because it's thinking very logical, and I'm not very in a fun mood doing what I'm doing. So yeah, obviously I need to, like, if I meet a girl on a date, I try to be someone in a different. I think it's still myself, but obviously I need to switch up a bit. It's like if I come to a date in like the mode I am right now with all the work and all the responsibilities I have, it won't be a good date. I still need to ramp it up a bit. I still need to get myself in a different mood, obviously. And I tried this thing where I'm like, okay, I'm just be how I am, just whatever. Like if I feel like shit, I just go on the date and like just be like, hey, I'm pretty fucked up and everything. But it doesn't work. So yeah, so I still try to be someone else a bit, obviously, in the date. Yeah, to not I still be myself, but I obviously try to like hide a bit that I'm not feeling that I'm feeling.
Exactly. We have the issue, and that takes much of energy,
Yeah,
that takes much of an energy. That's why you cannot combine both, because you feel like you have to put on this good mood persona, or for the girls, for the approaches, and then going back maybe into your shell, your introverted shell. Or sometimes, I mean, many of us, or actually nobody here, feels always the same, to put it this way. I'm not hyped either many times,
Yeah.
Or I'm not. Sometimes I have shitty days as well, I'm not always the same person. Nobody is. But
it just sounds like you have a lack of social momentum, really. Like when you're working all day, like I really can't relate how to turn it on and off like that, like a switch. This is definitely not easy at all. I don't even know if there's a right answer for this. It's just a matter of being able to divvy up the time and really not being in a proper like state to go from really not being in a great mood after work and your mind's going logical to be able to just muscle through it and go on a date and put on a smiley face. Yeah, I get it. It's not, it's not.
That's
easy.
why Scotty said to do the social warm-ups, to do social warm-ups. You can do them as well. Like, I don't know if you never interact with people at all at your work, if we decided that you're working online.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not very conducive for like any
if you
sort
go
of.
and take a coffee, for example.
Yeah, I don't know. It is strange, man. It is just strange because like it's hard. Like I'm not like most people. Most people can kind of balance different things in life, but I cannot do it. It's very hard for me to balance. Even like if I struggle at work, I struggle, or like I have to focus on work because I struggle financially, so I work harder.
Mm-hmm.
But then, for example, I used to be fit, and now I'm not in shape anymore because I cannot focus on my health when I'm working very hard. So it's very hard for me to balance different aspects of my life. I think like there are like 3-4 important aspects of a man's life. It's like dating, fitness, like
Health,
health, financial health,
money,
physical health, mental health, and it's very hard to struggle these 4 or 5 things, or to balance these things in my life. I feel it's very hard for me, so I'm looking for a solution for that. So
honestly, there's other ideas. If I was never really in your shoes like that, so immersed in work or whatever like that. But what guys do in that situation is they'll do like a yearly sort of like immersion program where you set aside an actual time and you just totally detach from work, totally detach from everything, and just solely focus on the dating aspect. But like you do it for like, I don't know, a 7-day immersion type thing where you leave your work behind you and you go out there with a group of guys and you just spend day and night fucking working game. So it's almost like you're blasting yourself with the whole dating thing, just, once a year or something like that, and just get like a huge lead funnel and just do as much as you possibly can. I don't know, that would be another, I guess, option for you.
Yeah.
Because Because
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like the blending the two is really working too well for you right now. So
yeah,
like make sure you put it like some sort of on your schedule. Like, okay, I'm going to take this week off from work and I'm going to just focus on dating, link up with some guys and go out or take some sort of boot camp or something for 7 days and do a complete immersion and just.
yeah. I'm thinking about stuff even like maybe automizing just texting, just pay, like even if I for example if I make more money, I just pay someone to text for me, like because
Yeah.
it just takes me out of my work if I'm texting on dating apps or just texting like cold approach leads, you know. And you don't understand if I, for example, nowadays if you don't text a girl for 24 hours, she's already doing something else. You need to follow up very quickly, so it always takes me out of my work. If I
That's
do
what I
a,
mean. Yeah, the virtual
know,
assistant
girls, you
thing.
know?
I don't know
Yeah.
if Pat offers that, but yeah, you could do the virtual assistant thing.
Yeah,
A lot of
something.
people would do that. Yeah.
I'm trying actually to build a texting AI now. But a fully no blue pilled one, you know, like a fully one with
Yeah, it would
results.
be great. It would be great because like
But
it's
as I said, I have like thousands of screenshots. Like I have to implement all of them. I have to really give and feed it what to reply and how to reply till it works as I want. And I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this. It will take time, but I'm willing to do it. You know, for guys like you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because like, it is a big issue. Like nowadays, you get like so many. I need to figure this out. Like I get distracted by so many by social media and all. Like you cannot focus anymore. It's too much nowadays.
Well, that's what I used to do with like the reason I thought of that other idea. Not that I've ever done that, but I've done it in other terms. Like you said, you break down life into fitness, finance, or whatever, health or spirituality. I used to go on like a meditation retreat, a 10-day meditation retreat, where I leave my phone, leave everything behind, and I just go there and just focus on that for like a month. Go out in nature, you know, and it's just like an immersion type thing for 10 days out of your schedule, like a kind of like a mini vacation type thing. That seemed to work because I have a hard time of implementing any sort of spirituality into my day-to-day life. So a lot of guys will go just once a year or something like that to a 10-day retreat of some sort. I don't know. And that seems to work for some people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm thinking about the same. Maybe one further question, because like you were talking about the screening process. So for me, basically, what I would like to do is just find girls who are because I don't want to date too many girls. I think it's like too many sometimes. I like a text with too many, then I have like a one night stand, and then nothing comes out of it because I cannot follow up with them. Is the first thing, or secondly, I feel like they're too conservative to me, like sexually, like because I'm seriously, I don't want to have a monogamous relationship. I cannot do this anymore. I was sleeping with like almost 200 girls. I think that's not, my mind is not working. It's not going to work because it should, maybe it was bad. I was like having too many girls right now, but like I think I cannot do this anymore. I need to realize that I need to be a polygamous person. So like I think men are polygamous by nature. So I need girls who are accepting that, you know. And sometimes I just meet girls and they cannot accept this. So I need to cut them off. Like, or even like I find her attractive and I have a date, or like I have a one night stand with her, but over time I don't find her attractive anymore. So I don't even like have sex with her anymore because I lose attraction for her. Because like maybe because she's a new girl, I like that, but so I like to implement like screening processes. Maybe if a girl is like more open to maybe if she's like bisexual or bi-curious, so that's important for me. So maybe I need to find ways to implement like screening systems for that.
You mean lines to find out that stuff, or what are you
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for?
no, when do you screen, or when do you screen for that? Do you screen for it
I mean,
before, or do you screen for it after the first night, or like after three nights with the girl? Or...
Yeah, okay, I get it. Actually, I meant screening before. I meant before the approach, screening before the approach, and
Yeah.
screening during the conversation. This is what
Yeah.
I meant actually by screening, and by screening I meant actually maybe something different than what you're thinking or what you are up to. So that's why I don't want to waste your time here, and rather go into what your question actually is. You wanna know. First of all, if you want to screen out, like if a girl is bi-curious, most of the girls are bi-curious, bisexual, not that many, or a girl is up to, I don't know, open relationships, whatever. You start, and this is as well a mistake many guys are doing. Once they're in a settled relationship, then they want to like come up with their fantasies, then they feel comfortable sharing fantasies, and then the girl is like too much of like freaked out, too much of, oh, okay, wow, but this is not what I signed up for, kind of, hey, I'm not the type of girl. But you should implement those things. We should ask about those things already before in the dating process, so it's easier. The transition is way easier. If she's up to it, perfect. If not, then and how to do it. For example, the first thing, and you as an introvert are perfect for this. You just have to basically make her feel comfortable. You just have to listen and basically share some sexual experiences of yours, and then you listen, you let her talk. She should always feel like non-judged.
Yeah.
Just, I know sometimes it hurts, man, when they hear about, I don't know, oh, I've had so many guys, and I did these crazy things, whatever. But you have to just fake that how do you say, basically, of, oh, wow, it's cool what you did, or wow, you're such an, I don't know, modern woman, or whatever, kind of stuff. I know,
Let's say
but
I'm not like these Red Bull guys. I'm not like, oh, if a girl just did this stuff,
yeah,
she's
no,
like
me neither,
totally
as I
different.
say.
Like, I don't care
Yeah,
about this shit. I don't care about this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, for me,
But then anyway,
obviously,
just you come
obviously.
up with,
Sorry. Let's talk. Sorry, talk. Yeah.
sorry, yeah, just come up with those things and let her speak, and then you find out more, and then and you should always, as a man, should outcome like her kind of stories, because then she feels less judged. I don't know if the English word was correct, but for example, you come up with a more hardcore kind of thing you've did in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and then she will feel less judged and more open to share her past as well, or things she's into. Of course, if you're a guy who never experienced much in his life, you share maybe something, I don't know, I did it once in my parents' bedroom, whatever. She's less comfortable of opening up that she, I don't know, I don't know, four other girls, whatever,
Yeah.
So you should always surpass. Yeah, that was the word. You should always surpass this ladder of hers, the sexual ladder kind of hers.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem I more have a problem that I meet too many girls who are just. I would like to screen more early, but I feel like if I screen too hard. So I did the thing. I was in Colombia. I was in Bogota, Colombia once for several weeks. And I started to just like text girls on Instagram. I did like an Instagram ad. I want to try it because I heard guys did it. So it was pretty, I'd get tons of DMs. So the first thing I did was just screen. I just, after some messages, just straight up asked them if they're bisexual. And I only met the girls who are. But it was like, I think like it was not efficient enough because not many girls wanted to meet after that. I mean, it's Colombia there anyway. They're flaky as
Yeah.
so it is. I feel like I did. It was too hard of a screen, so I tried to find balance with that.
On the other hand, they're also more receptive. So this if you want to apply it in the city and the country you're living in right now or you're from, then it's a little bit different. You have to get their how do you say? Oh fuck! Now the word is missing. The comfort. You have to make them feel comfortable to open up. And this usually, of course, there is always an interval of is she comfortable yet with me or not yet? Sometimes if you rush things, then she will be freaked out. Sometimes it takes maybe 1 date, 2 dates to make her open up.
I think he's talking about doing it over the computer. That's probably why it's harder to check her temperature, really, if you're just throwing out, a comment in the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you mean real life. Okay.
Well, he could correct me. Well, I can't even. What's your name, man? Alan or Alex?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You can say Steph.
Steph, yeah. So did you do it?
Yeah,
Were you talking
no.
about in person or online, right? I thought you said Instagram.
Yeah,
You were
no,
doing this.
this was online. This was online lead source. Obviously, like this was
Okay.
like a lot of basically a huge volume because I did like the Instagram experiment, and it kind of worked because I got a lot of. But I think I was screening too hard, and also but it could apply in real life too if I do like how do I screen the
It's
girls?
almost the same. It's almost the same. Like with texting, it
Yeah.
needs as well a certain amount of time, to make them feel comfortable. It's like sexualizing over text, basically. You have to follow this escalation ladder, basically increasing the bind temperature. Then you have her basically on the hook, and then you can like giving her these little injections of yeah.
It's just like I don't want I basically I want to talk to less girls but the right girls, so I need a kind of screening method because maybe I need to go to certain locations to certain certain subgroups of people, certain communities, certain
Yeah.
clubs,
Yeah.
like this kind of thing because I feel like I meet too, like it sounds crazy, but I meet too many girls because like then I meet a girl. Let's say I meet a girl, for example, say I meet a girl on Tinder, and I just have an all-night stand with her, but she was good looking, but not as hard to have her like as a regular. So yeah, I want to avoid that in the future because it wastes my time basically, Or
I mean, you answered
I
your own
talk,
question. Like there are apps out there, there are communities out there with the girls you are kind of looking for, and places with those type of
yeah.
people. So I'm sure there is something for sure in your country as well. When it comes to this.
What's your
And then
primary lead source right now, Steph?
Because of my work schedule and everything, like because I focus a lot on work and getting financially more well off, it's online because that's first because I think it's more efficient. I don't have to waste time, and also basically my online profile it doesn't have mood changes, so it always looks good. And if I stress from work and I go out to day game or night game, I feel stressed. So yeah,
Okay.
that's why
then you
my
basically have to.
online
I don't know how your profile looks like and your bio, but you have to implement those things to get those girls into your life.
I just worked with a
Yeah.
client who said he's got quite a few threesomes, and he put something in his bio to like hint at that, and then he made it like a dual bio with guy girl that he was hooking up with, and they were just bringing in other girls and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. There's a thing like I still also I don't know. I think I struggle with like connecting with girls in general for long term. But it used to be better. I think it's just because I was just so focused on my work and like it's
Right.
so like logical. Everything is like very logical. I don't have a lot of fun, during the day. So interest. I don't know. It's like something like that.
There's
Because
overall lack of connection too, just not with women in general, just from making a
Yeah.
big shift from the computer to as our primary way of communication. There's going to be a drop off in connection and with each other for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know when that shift really fully took place, but it's been probably like the past 10 years for sure.
Yeah. And so also the thing when I was successful and I had like threesomes, I was more easygoing. So I was more like less focused on work. But also every time I did these things and I travel and like I meet these girls in nightclubs or other locations, it was always a time when I struggled financially. So I come by, but I didn't care because I was like younger in my 20s, and now I feel like the life is so much responsibilities more when you get into your 30s. it's almost like I lose the kind my fun. You know, it is strange, man. I had like a lot of fun in my 20s, so I could pull this off, but now it's like, yeah, it's gone. So now it's more like I need to get established and everything. So it almost feels like girls get bored by that. So yeah.
As I said, everything you don't want to waste more energy and more time to as I hear it out. So everything starts if your main source is online, to filter out those girls right from the start, to set up your profile as well, which is which should appeal to those certain type of girls, with certain type of pictures. What I mean, for example, a black and white picture, button down like shirt, for example, elegant shirt with maybe a glass of red wine, whatever, which gives more of a like 50 Shades of Grey vibes, those kind of stuff. Maybe a bio which as well hints that this guy is open for more. And yeah, you will get most likely less matches for sure, but the right girls.
And as far as your other issue with like with connecting in general with people, I think that's going to be difficult to only online as your primary way of bringing in new women. So I think but yet it probably is more efficient and from a time standpoint for you at this point. But like, it's almost like you can't have both. You can't have two things at once. You're going to have to just focus. The only way to really, because I feel the same way with meeting girls online. It's just less of a
it's less fun.
Yeah, less fun, less of a connection. It's more like scripted and it's more robotic for me. You know what I mean? It's feels very transactional at times. I'm not a huge fan of it. I lose excitement of it. If anything, I would actually just get a virtual assistant because it feels like a bunch of wasted time. It doesn't feel like you're, really doing anything. You're sitting on a computer swiping and shit like that. It's super boring.
Yeah,
I think
so I'm thinking about automizing just online at some point, just paying someone, and then just where the time I save, I just use a real life game.
That's what I'm saying, because it sounds like you have two problems. It's like, oh, damn, I really want to connect better with people, but also want to make my time very efficient. So, yeah, if you have the resources to do it, I would pay somebody to do it for you so that you can get the best of both worlds. You get, the deep, better connections with people in real life, especially women. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. It's actually like, it's strange because like I'm doing mostly sales now. So as sales, because I'm an introvert, I already spend a lot of energy in doing the sales. So I don't have any social energy anymore after my work. So when I had like a more boring job, like just like doing mostly like copywriting and stuff, I was I had actually more energy to go out. Yeah, that's a bit strange. But I have to figure that out, obviously.
Yeah, man. Okay, man. Yeah, it was nice talking to you,
man.
Yeah, but thanks.
Thanks for ongoing support, man, for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you, Steph. Later, bro. Thank you.
Later, bye.
Bye, man. Cheers. Have a nice day. Okay. Yeah, man. This is a question for you, Scotty. To come back to the tattoo question? Yeah.
Right.
To surge your results with certain types of women. I wanted to ask the same actually. But
yeah, does it hurt me with certain types of women? Yeah, I would think so, man, for sure. I can't fully say one way or the other, but yeah, I've had some. You could just kind of tell whether or not they're not fucking with the tattoos, but yeah.
So to clarify it for me and the guys out there, you were fully like tatted up and you were like 25, 24?
Yeah, pretty much my entire like adult life, dude. Since I've been gaming, yeah, I've had tattoos.
Yeah. And your game was
face
already
tattoos too. Like I've had this since I was 21 years old. So.
But you began game like when?
I took a boot camp. I'll say that I had like before I even took a pickup boot camp, I had 2 relationships. And probably like single digit lay count, and then 21 years old, I took a boot camp, and then so I would say 20
tattoos.
What? Yeah.
And 20 tattoos as well.
Yeah. I remember Brad and his coaching guys were like, "Oh, you're the White Tyson," and they were fucking with me. They were advising me not to do the face thing. I just did it anyway. I don't care. I was just a wild kid. I just liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, man. No, I see it as well. And Mike Tyson did this face tattoo.
Yeah, they were calling me. Brad's coach, Glenn, he said like the White Tyson, and they were all fucking with me.
But basically, to sum it up for the guys, you did it for yourself, not to get women.
It was, it really didn't have anything to do with it. Maybe like when I heard my ex-girlfriend say she loves dudes with tattoos and stuff like that. I kind of just took it to the extreme with it, but yeah, I pretty much just did it for myself.
Yeah, but guys out there, be careful. Don't do it this home. Don't do this at home. And
Yeah.
You have to do it because of girls. Because I see some coaches out there, they're really that stupid to tell guys, hey, get a tattoo, man. You will look more masculine and whatever. Come on, man.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's like two totally different things. It really is. It's like don't associate the tattoos with the game, or if it's gonna get better results with girls, worse results. Like I have to live with it if indeed, it does minimize. If I get categorized and girls, eliminate, disqualify me for tattoos. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, don't start to smoke because you will look more mature or
Right.
whatever. Raise the testosterone and getting just for girls.
The Andrew Tate effect, yeah.
Yeah, and all this shit basically just to get girls. Come on, man, don't do it. Really, having something for life, just in hope to look more masculine.
Yeah.
I mean, I know as well there are many girls out there. Oh, I loved guys with tattoos, whatever, and then it ended up with me, and I had nothing.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, take it with
I have 3 small ones, but I did it because it has a really huge personal meaning, and I was 30 when I had my first one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Believe me, if I wouldn't have any of I probably wouldn't have these tattoos. Like I wouldn't get face tattoo at 39 years old, bro. So I was a different kid. It's almost 20 years ago. So I wouldn't get it done. It's a different kid, different world.
Yeah. Scotty the GOAT.
Hell yeah.
What up, Michael? Channel,
W Scotty. W GOAT.
Another one.
What up, Michael?
Scotty motivated me 15 years ago. Him and Chris.
What up, Al? Always support, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I can do these things, with Scotty together, and I got to know him, so we can do this shit.
Hell yeah, man. That's one of the few guys, man. Hell yeah.
Every time. This is dating coaches. Insert something negative.
What does that mean? What does that say? Zoos? What is that?
I don't know. Just basically insert something negative because I'm always ranting about others.
Yeah.
I've been focused on day game lately. Do you guys have a script of things to say and ask after the approach? So I've only I like the way you dress. Yeah, I used to have always had things. When I went out, I always had I remember I wrote down lines how I learned the game. Basically, was it was so stupid. I took a paper and I wrote with a pen Pat, I will say this, girl will respond probably like that.
Oh, really?
This girl will. I was crazy. I built a whole a dialogue basically, and playing two different kind of people, playing 2 different kind of genders, and having measuring the probability of this answer might be the most likely she will say to this. Sometimes of course, or most of the times it was something different. But then I went home and I learned, and I was like, okay, what if a girl says this? What is my comeback text, whatever? But yeah, I have. Of course, I teach it to each guy, because you need a system, you need a script at the beginning. The same with cold calls or any sales in general, for example, and yeah, you need a script at the beginning. You cannot just go out there and just freestyle, because one person is maybe more creative than the other one, but they all need a script, they all need a playbook, like we talked about, with Tom Brady, and many guys out there. And it looks natural. It looks natural because they have this playbook implemented so hardcore inside themselves that it looks natural to the outside.
Yeah. I mean, but these guys also, Brady's a systematic quarterback, or Manning, but they also have the ability to improvise when necessary. You can't be so robotic and scripted. I think that's a little bit of a pitfall for guys because they already are like that. So their problem is also coming off as any sort of being in the moment, being in the present, they're worried about their own material as opposed to there's so much material in that moment right there that you won't be paying attention to, and you'll just be, stuck in your head thinking about what you're supposed to say, or what did Pat or Scotty say. You're missing, what if this girl's holding an eggplant next to you at the grocery store? Say something in the moment. There's plenty of material to use in the moment, And
that's why those guys are never focused on on the girl, what the girl is saying.
Yeah. So if you're having trouble just breaking, I'm a fan. Yeah. Take a default opener, get in there if you're struggling with the first step. But then initially you have to say something to bring you into the moment based on that girl, whether it's her eye color, her dress, or something to bring you into the present moment, I think.
Well, what I did write at the beginning was I had 3 lines basically. And with the approach included 2 more. to basically build a conversation. It's stupid to just go out there with my opener, because many guys out there, the beginners, they think like, oh, it's all about opener, and then it will, I don't know, lead to whatever, and they freestyle and they fade. But I always shoot my opener, then I kind of was kind of sure what she will respond to that. Then I came with the second line, and then with the third line, and that was basically already kind of a conversation,
Yeah.
And then just basically freestyled. But you should,
Yeah,
of course,
because think about it, like,
and
we're talking bottom tier individuals. Because if you can't carry, do you do that with your guy friends? I always ask people, do you do that with your friends? And they usually don't. You know what I mean? So it's like we're sitting there, like I'll be with a student, and we're having a regular conversation back and forth, and he's not using a script or anything. So you can have normal conversation. I think where guys have I call it like a pattern interrupt. I could be in the middle. There's nothing wrong with asking girls regular questions, but they just have a hard time interrupting that and be like, wow, you're really cute, or just interject that and really start teasing them or flirting with them or sexualizing it. If it's just one note the whole time of just a back and forth questions and she's not reciprocating it, you're not teasing her in any way, but just you have to interrupt that pattern with some sort of like spark or some sort of fun, like, oh wow, do you always stare at guys like this? Something to get her off this just one note questions answers type of thing.
And guys, you shouldn't make so many conversation threads. You shouldn't open so many conversation threads. Now the dress, now the eggplant, now the dog, now I don't know what. Like, stick with like 2-3 maximum, and then extend those topics a little bit more. You don't have to open like each, because I feel like most of the guys, like with every line there is a new topic introduced, basically a new conversation thread. And they don't even listen to what the girl is replying to that. They just come with the next one. Oh, do you like horror movies? And they go like, oh yeah, I saw Final Destination now in the cinemas. Hey, hey, your dress is beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The listening part is why guys, I think, get jammed up with too many lines, where I think eventually they need to be discarded, because you're losing everything she's giving you. There's a lot of material to start to use there. I think it's like, I've always had the mindset, like, I'd rather stumble and fumble upon my own creative brain in the present moment with this woman, as opposed to treating her like somebody different. You know what I mean? Unless you can't hold a conversation whatsoever, even with guys or anybody. Like, you're just extremely difficult with, conversing with people altogether. But if you can't listen to the girl and use stuff that she's saying back and forth because you're worried about, oh, fuck, I didn't use the number 2 line to say to her, I'm not even paying attention. What if she's giving you high interest or staring at you like she wants to fuck you? You're worried about your next line. That doesn't apply in the present moment. So you got to be willing. There's nothing wrong with having it there as a backdrop, but like, you got to be willing to discard it based on what she's giving you in return. It's a feedback, really, like a feedback mechanism that you have to see, or else you'll miss a potential leg. Or if the girl's DTF, you're worried about your second line, on what to say. You know what I mean? She's sitting there with the doggy eyes and she's ready to go after, like, wow, holy shit, like I got blown off. Like, you have to be willing to discard the script at some point.
Yeah, basically what you should always implement is having a flirtatious vibe, to flirt with her. Yeah, that's what you should do. And when it comes to number closing, you have to make or distinguish between, do I just go for a number every time just so I can comfort myself, just to clap on my shoulder and say, oh, I got the number. I know deep inside it was a shitty conversation. I know deep inside this girl will flake. This girl won't even respond to my first message, but hey, I got the number, or you really feel like, hey, this conversation was good enough. Once I get the number, she will reply, because no text game in the world can save a shitty or a bad conversation and turn it around.
It's funny, like with a lot of these really big content creators, YouTube pickup guys, that's like I would be embarrassed to put some of the infield they have on. Who's that guy? How to Beast, or like FitX Fearless. These guys, they literally are just beginners. They're just trying to get a phone number. They're not. Their focus is just to get it seems like their focus is just to get a phone number.
They don't get a phone number. They get no Instagram closes, man.
Then they use the false time constraint. I gotta go. Can I get a number? What the fuck is that? That's some of the worst stuff.
They actually downgraded it. They actually now go for the IG close.
Yeah.
We're going with the camera. Hey, I'm a content creator, of course. Like, they get an IG, of course. I mean, there's 1 million followers. And of
I
course,
think
girls
that's
are
why
giving away
I
their
tend to
IG.
get clients with like well over 100 body count. These guys are pretty like advanced. Like I think if you're gonna be putting yourself on the internet like that and you're showing that level of game, you're gonna be getting guys. If somebody's impressed by that, that means that person really has never like he's extremely socially retarded. He can't talk to women, can't do anything because that would impress that type of guy.
Yeah.
You know?
And getting IG clothes is so easy.
It's ridiculous.
I have guys. I'm sure guys in the comments who are better than
Yeah.
these pickup coaches.
Yeah.
Or self-claimed. They're not even like pickup coaches. They're like, I don't know what they are, like content creators / I don't know. Risk
The last
coaching.
3 guys I've worked with have like well over 120 plus body count. Like these guys are probably better than most coaches for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I can shut out my window and get some IG clothes here. Like it's not difficult. Every girl will gladly share her
want to
IG
do that.
get
They
another
want more
simp
following. Yeah,
to follow. Yeah, exactly.
They want some fans. Even when a girl will go for that right away, it's usually not a great sign. I'm like, no, I don't do IG. You know, I just have a for business account. I don't do IG. And then she usually lets it go and then get the number. But if they're proposing an IG close, like that just goes to show you they're not.
In the video,
really
I have a line
feeling...
you can use it. So yeah, and I don't have it either, and it's totally fine. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as I said, like I had a discussion today with another like idiot on like Reddit. You know, like it's all about like these guys falling into the trap of high subscribers equals good advice, and it's not the case. And these things are all for entertainment. YouTube itself is an entertainment platform.
Yes.
And what do you see? Like most, like just Google like the top 10 channels with the highest amount of subscribers in total. I'm 100% sure all 10 of them, or at least 9, are all about entertainment. Purely, you never see a channel which blows off and has, I don't know, millions of subscribers teaching guys how to drive a car or how to park a car, because there are many shitty drivers out there who cannot even properly park a car, or doing some I don't know, some man teaching man how to, I don't know, change a bulb, you know, how to fix a lamp, how to build a closet, whatever, you know, because guys, when they come home from their shitty jobs, they're tired. They want to be entertained. They don't want to learn. You know, we have the few guys out there who really want to learn. You know, and that's why the channels are small.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
Yeah. So
it's funny they get on you like those pop the balloon videos like, oh, you're not even commenting, dude. I've done most of my channel. It's like always just the other stuff. You're not seeing those videos. Like I don't get that. So I do like you can't win, man, with pleasing your audience. You know what I mean? You do some entertainment videos. It's like, yo, thanks for your contribution to the video, right? It's like shut the fuck.
You cannot win. You cannot win staying 100,000% legit and giving raw practical advice. You cannot win. That's the sad reality, you know. That's the sad reality we're facing every day by day. I cannot win. Like you're getting demonetized, you're getting shadow banned. You're basically getting nowhere because people want to be entertained, you know. They see some boobies out, some titties out. Now ex-porn stars are giving like dating advice. I've seen now
ex-porn stars. Yeah.
They're giving now dating advice for men, how to treat a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
we're in some pretty bad times, man, because they're leveraging this entertainment platform basically for, you know, by building up clout and a name to become whoever you want to become.
Or some,
you know,
or some silly pranks. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these prank guys have become dating coaches, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what clout does, apparently. Like you said, like the bigger the subscriber count, you can really become anything you want to become.
Yeah.
Now you're a Bitcoin expert. Now you're a dating expert. Now you're a fucking, you name it. You're geopolitics. You're
exactly, man. And unfortunately, there have been as well guys who started legit, who kind of like sold out, you know, because they had to.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it maybe back in the days, but now I understand, you know, they had to in some sort of way. Or many quit, you know. Or because it's tiring. Like you put out these contents for free and then people are discussing with you, people don't believe you. Like for what? Well, why should I do it, you know? and then somebody pulls up with, I don't know, like a prank video and some shit, or Riz with a basically like somebody, it's like completely like fake. It's completely like it's not real at all. The whole like approach, then it gets like, I don't know, thousands of millions of views.
If you think about it, because like if they really were listening to this one to get better, like they would why would they want to push a bunch of guys actually getting better? You know what I mean?
Exactly. They want to sell their courses, man. Nobody wants guys to kill it out there, to be good with women. Why should they?
Yeah, keep them in a hamster wheel and just keep them entertained.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What does he say? The way which one was a good one? What did
the playbook, kind of like to answer
oh, okay.
the other guy's question. What do guys recommend to do on dates? Keep the dates simple. First of all, keep the dates at the bar. No fancy dates. No fancy. We talked about it earlier before. Once, not in this one, but another one. Bar dates. You have to set, like, don't leave everything to a girl's hand. This is the thing I told the guy today as well. When it comes to seduction, girls don't really know how to even deep inside, even if she wants you, or she wants to get laid with you, she still fucks up her own seduction process sometimes. Like when a student of mine, for example, a girl invited him to a kind of movie night with her friends, and 5 other friends, and you have a fat girl maybe who wishes her ex to come back, the girl's ex to come back, and who hates you from the very start. Then you have maybe a white knight who since ground school thinks he can lay a pipe. Then you have the third, I don't know, girlfriend who is socially uncalibrated, who won't get any, even if you want to kiss your girl, she won't leave the room, whatever, and so on and so forth. And even if she wants to make you succeed, and you fuck up, you're basically just another guy who's like, oh, he cannot, he doesn't know how to maneuver through this process. He's friend zoned, So always set. You should be the one setting the terms. You should be the one. Hey, let's go. I have this bar in mind. What do you think about that? As I said, hold yourself on bar dates, usually in the evening. What to do on dates is the same thing, like flirt, sexualize, building up the buying temperature by spiking emotions. In between, figuring out logistics, and then pull.
Yeah, make sure, like, especially like it's kind of good to be, I don't like loud, noisy environments. Just if you can kind of get her in a quiet, couch like lounge atmosphere. I go to kava bars a lot. They're ideal for it because you could have your own little privacy.
Yo, thanks, man. What makes good flirt? Okay, this is from the same guy. As I said multiple times as well, what makes good flirting is 90% non-verbal. It's
You're right.
Let's put it this way, because if you include the tonality, it's 45%, and 10% are the words. What makes it how to build sexual tension? As I said it as well. This one I said actually in some videos already, a couple of videos, is first of all physical escalation, deep eye contact. Make sure the physical escalation, you go step by step, the escalation ladder. Don't rush from ladder 1 to 5 and then you fall back to 0. Go 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 you can skip 4 and go to 5, but don't skip too many. Start at neutral points. Second, deep eye contact. Then third one, play with your voice. Means make more breaks. Speak slower. Speak with more of a pace. Also, it should be your chest voice and not your you should speak from your chest, basically. I explained as well one time that there are 2 different kind of types of voices, singers using, like the head voice and the chest one. Those kind of things,
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it.
It was the things. Oh, yeah, that was it, man. Scotty, you're Mexico.
No, I'm not from Mexico.
No, he's not.
You got the wrong guy. Very sexual culture in Mexico, huh? You got it, man.
I've never been there, so I don't know. But I know with Latinos you have to be just careful because, as the same with like hired guns, the culture is different than, let's say, Eastern Europe, because they are more used to do like, I don't know, touches. They're touching each other more. They are more like into holding eye contact, kind of, and guys can they think that this is some sort of IOI, or she's flirting with me, or she's into me. Why her culture basically just brought her up this way to just be touchy, And for a guy like me, like an half Eastern European guy, for me it's like, oh wow, that one is into me. Although this is the culture, and vice versa.
Because it can be very misleading, man.
Yeah, if you come to Eastern Europe, like nobody's doing this, Appreciate guys. Doing the game.
I feel like a ticket.
Yeah. Scotty, want to answer that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling like a scalper trying to get them to buy something, like I said, I no longer, I think the biggest turning point for me was really just going out and including other people in the environment, saying what's up to people, like making more of a part of just like a day, and usually have like maybe one or two agendas in mind to like, all right, I'm gonna buy a t-shirt today, I'm gonna go grab a drink somewhere, do something else instead of just I'm gonna go pick up chicks and throw a cape on and peek. Like it's the wrong, it kind of breeds what you're saying, like this mindset of just I'm gonna go day game and that's it, tunnel vision, that's it. Like I don't know, it's gonna, this is the type of feelings you're gonna get from doing that. You're gonna feel like it's not something you normally would do. The more you can incorporate into something like I'm gonna go do this regardless if I meet a chick or not, it kind of gets it starts to slowly get you away from this attached from the outcome mentality. Because guys will say it all the time, oh, you just have to be detached from the outcome. But what are the practical ways to do that is by including other things, having other agendas on your mind, on your plate that you could take care of, while simultaneously, if you're and knowing in the back of your mind you're going to see quite a few attractive chicks along the way on your agenda, on your mission, then you start opening sets, and it will feel a little less like you're trying to get them to buy some tickets from you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I personally never really felt that way. I think the only time I felt some sort of way like that was when that's all I did was just walk around the mall looking for sets.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why you get this feeling. That's why you get it in your head as well. Because every girl you open with, hey, I thought you're cute, I wanted to say hi. I thought you're cute, I wanted to say hi. And then you get like this typical like bio frame.
You won't even get the feeling anymore. Like I don't get these feelings of like I'm done doing this. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go do something else. Because now you went out. Your mind is like playing a trick. I'm just gonna go out and talk to chicks during the daytime. It's just you're gonna get feelings like, okay, I'm done now. There's no girls here. I'm going home.
And basically just taking value all the time, and yeah. To forcefully try to charge yourself up, but it never works. No, you're in the US, man.
Why do you think day game's not as popular? Because it's not, I guess, permissible. Like during nighttime, guys will go out in groups or friends. They'll drink, they'll watch sports, they'll do stuff, and then it's okay. They're gonna hit on chicks and simultaneously, and they just go back to doing what they're doing. But if you're just going out with the intention during a day game to go open sets, you're going to get feeling like a scalper or whatever.
Yeah, that's another good question. How long should a date be? Like maximum 2 hours, I would say.
Max 2 hours, man.
Maximum 2 hours, because if you try everything in these 2 hours and you try to in these 2 hours to go for the kiss, of course it's always good to go for the kiss. In the many coaches out there say, hey, never kiss the girl, don't go for the kiss, you can kiss her once you pull. No, for it's way better to see where you stand already when it comes to kissing, because if a girl won't kiss you, she for sure 99% of the time, she won't let herself getting pulled by you. You know, so this is already an indicator if she's on already by letting herself getting kissed or not. You know, this is like a small indicator. But then if you figure out the logistic, if you really sexualize the conversation, if you really give your best and she's still not down 1.5 hours, maximum 2 hours of getting pulled, then she won't be in 3 or 4 hours. Many guys do the extent of having a 4-hour date. It's stupid. Like, you should rather end the date at a high point, so she's looking forward to meet you the next time, because she wants to get to know you because the date was really good. Then really go for 4 hours, and then many guys have the problem, of course, of keeping that sexual tension, of keeping that flirtatious vibe, you know, and trying to even like keep on going the conversation, and then it goes down and down and down. And
it
then
will be the longer you stay without, you know, you're just going to feel exhausted, frustrated. Like, it's just a lot of you're opening the door to a lot of you know, negative connotations to it that come that will probably not lead to a date too, if the longer you keep her around and you should minimize those.
Yeah. And then rather end it on a high and say, okay, hey, you know what? I have to go home. I have to meet friends. It was very nice to meet you. I really like this and that. How about we see each other? I don't know when. And then she will more likely to have a second date with you than really drag it all the way for 4 hours, for 5 hours, till both of you are exhausted. And then it gets on a low point, and she will think, okay, this date was not really good, because every person sums up the whole, basically, like, let's say on a date, what happened at the last 15 to 30 minutes, you know, or in this case, maybe the last 1 hour, but you will barely remember all the things all the way.
Yeah, your energy levels and your enthusiasm is important, you know, and the longer you go, it will start to dip off for sure. I've made the mistake even too, like staying on a phone call for way too long too. You could definitely burn it out, and it's just.
And then she will get the feeling of, hey, I know this guy already. Why should I meet him up another time? You know, I got bored a bit, and that was it. You know, so yeah. I want to wrap it up, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a fucking headache.
Yeah, dude, this was good. I'm glad I finally. I think what worked was I got onto the app of StreamYard or whatever. I think then I stopped going in and out of the Internet Explorer. Was fucking me up.
Yeah, but thanks guys for the support. Thanks guys for being here.
Yeah.
And we can do it another time as well, for sure, man. Or let us know if you like this kind of format. If you want to have a format where we talk about a certain topic, just let us know, and we will answer questions for the next time. Yeah, man. It was nice talking to you as well.
Good talking to you guys. Cheers, man. Later.